Hello friends, my name is Flordelíz and welcome to our English class. Today we are going to speak about present perfect tense. I hope you enjoy the class. We use the present perfect to say that an action happened at an unspecified time before now. So the exact time is not important. We can use the present perfect with an unspecific expression such as ever, never, once, many times, several times, before, so far, already, yet, just. And there are more expressions like in the last, for example, in the last week or in the last year, this month or this year, and up to now. Here, there are some examples about how to use some of these expressions. Example 1. I have played baseball many times. Example 2. My son hasn't finished his homework yet. And the last one. I have already sent my video to the teacher. But now, the question is, when can we use the present perfect? You can use the present perfect with the following topics. First, when you want to describe your experience. It is like saying, I have the experience of. You can also use this tense to say that you have never had a certain experience. For example, I have been to Cartagena. The present perfect is not used to describe a specific event. This sentence, I have been to Cartagena, means that you have had the experience of being in Cartagena. Maybe you have been there once or several times. Second, when you want to talk about change that has happened over a period of time. For example, my life has improved since I started to read the Bible. Third, we use the present perfect to list the accomplishments of individuals and humanity. It's important to take into account that you cannot mention a specific time. For example, Manuel Elkin Patarroyo has discovered the malaria vaccine. Fourth, we use the present perfect to say that an action which we expected has not happened. Using the present perfect suggests that we are still waiting for the action to happen. For example, my son has not finished his homework yet. And fifth, we also use the present perfect to talk about several different actions which have occurred in the past at different tense. Present perfect suggests the process is not complete and more actions are possible. For example, the guerrilla has made peace agreements with the Colombian government. It's important to speak about some special time expressions with present perfect. When we use the present perfect, it means that something has happened at some point in our lives before and now. Remember that the exact time the action happened is not important. Sometimes we want to limit the time we are looking in for an experience. We can do this with expressions as in the last week, in the last year, this week, this month, so far, and up to now. Some examples about that are: have you visited to your mom in the last month? I have not gone to the doctor in the last year. She has seen this movie twice this week. My sister's husband died 10 years ago. She has had 2 husbands so far. Okay, friends, it's time to speak about the structures of the sentences in present perfect. There are 2 important things that you don't forget in present perfect. One is the auxiliary have, and the other is the main verb, but in past participle form. Remember, you have to use have when the subject is I, you, we, or they. And you use has when the subject is he, she, or it, the third personal pronoun. But remember that you can use noun like a subject too. When you want to write affirmative sentences, the order is subject, have or has, main verb in past participle plus complement. If you want to write a negative sentences, only you have to put not to the auxiliary. So the order is subject, have or has with not, plus main verb in past participle to, plus complement. And about interrogative sentences or questions, remember that there are two kinds of questions. There are more, but in this moment we are going to speak about only two kinds of questions. Yes/no questions and WH questions. Yes/no question is because the answer is yes or not of the majority times. And WH questions because the answer is an information or because the question starts with a WH word. Yes/no question, the order is have or has plus subject plus verb in past participle form plus complement, interrogative mark. And WH question is WH word plus have or has plus subject plus main verb in past participle form and complement, an interrogative mark. Here, there are some examples about the former information. Affirmative sentences. My brother has broken his leg 3 times. We have lived in this house for 6 years. Negative sentences. They have not traveled to Miami yet. Kelly hasn't won any competition lately. Interrogative sentences. Yes/no questions. Have you ever eaten sushi? Has your mom bought her airplane tickets yet? Interrogative sentences, WH questions. Where have you lived since you left Bogota? Why has the boy said so many lies at the school in the last year? Okay, it's time to practice. There are 3 kinds of exercises that you can use in order to show if you understand or not the class. The first point is complete the sentences with the correct forms of the present perfect. In the box, there are some verbs that you have to put them in each sentence in the correct form. The verbs are break, buy, clean, see, win, and do in negative form. The first is the example. And the number 2 is complete with have or has. In this part, remember that have is with I, you, we, and they. And has is for he, she, and it. The other part of the exercise is number 3. Put each verb in the correct form in present perfect. Remember that in this part, there are affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. Try to do the best. Okay, friends, now check if your answers are correct. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much.